Welcome back, y'all. This is another episode of Talk Your Shift. I got my boy Big Lou with me. Of
What's going
course,
on, good people? How y'all doing? Always great to be back with y'all, and let's get started.
today we got a quick one. We got a quick little topic. I want to talk about people confronting people in the streets randomly. And I know that that's a random topic to bring up. But I just want to share a quick story time with Lou, and then get his thoughts on what happened. So everybody knows, if you follow this channel, you follow my YouTube, you follow me on other platforms. I do a little mini bike series where I do mini bike life. I fix on mini bikes, I ride them. Like a lot of times in my neighborhood, I might go referee a game or two, and I might, ride my bike to the local game instead of driving my car or whatever it is. But today I had a flag game. It was a junior high flag football game. I rolled up to the school. Everything went fine. Hit the streets, hitting the bike lane. You know what I mean? Just jump in and out of the bike lane, back on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? Just making sure I'm trying to be safe and doing the right things. Get to the school, game goes fine. As a matter of fact, that video is on YouTube right now. Y'all go check it out. It's a quick short video of my experience riding there, and of course, filming the game and whatever it is with the Ray-Ban Vision Meta glasses. So y'all go check that out. But game goes over well. Kids have fun. Everything is looking good. I get back on my bike, heading home. No issues. Riding down my street. One part of the street, there is no bike lane, so I'm kind of maybe more up on the sidewalk for the majority part of it, doing regular speeds. My bike does go pretty fast. I got to be honest. For a mini bike, it's getting up in that mid 50s to high 50s. So it's 57, 58 on the sidewalk it is that's a little pressure on people. You know what I mean? So, but I know I normally don't get down like that. I'm 42 years old. I'm also, making sure that I'm not out here being reckless. I can't be falling at no 42 years old. You know what I mean? Like, some of the sidewalks is you gotta swerve a little bit. You know what I mean? You going down off a ramp, cars coming, you gotta make sure you doing the right
Right
things.
now,
You know
your
what I mean?
equilibrium intact.
At all times. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be fucking around. So again, on the sidewalk, I have control speeds, 20 miles an hour, 22, 23. And when I'm rolling up on people, you slow down, bro. Just like if I was on a regular bicycle, like if I'm riding on a bike and I see people coming, you hit the brakes. It's like anything else, you know. But at a certain point of this street, cars were behind me. Nobody's in the uh nobody's in the street. No cars in the street. So I come off the sidewalk. I take a peek, make sure no cars are coming, and I dip into the street a little bit, just for like a half-mile stretch, just to get down the street. Because I know the next light that I come to, when I cross that light, it's bike lanes all the way, because it's by my house. Bike lane all the way to my house. Like, I can literally take a bike lane all the way there to turn on my street, or to my neighborhood, I should say. So I'm riding down the street. Now, this is the part where I kind of jump into the street, no cars behind me. So again, I'm going down the street. This is a regular street though. 45 miles an hour is the speed limit. You know what I mean? So at that point, I'm in the street, I'm getting it. You know what I mean? I'm about 48, 50. You know what I mean? I'm getting active. Right? So cars are turning onto the street, like making right turns, but they have to look to see what cars are coming. And again, anybody see my bike? I got tail lights, I got headlights, I got turn signals, I got all that stuff. It's just not street legal. I
Right.
don't have no plates and nothing, but it's a functional bike. You know what I mean? So I end up going by the streets. The guy waiting to make a right turn onto the same street, right? So he see me coming. And this dude, the look on this dude's face, he's just like, what is he doing? What is he doing? So of course he got to wait for me as I'm coming down the street. You know what I mean? Just like you would if it was a regular car, regular motorcycle. Somebody's coming, you can't turn right yet. You see what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
So I go past him. Now traffic is backed up. So again, at that point, I swerve over to the right a little bit, get up on the side of the cars and then get back up on the curb, because at this point traffic backed up. I'm getting ready to approach the light where a street corner is, where I told you once I cross that it's bike lane.
Right.
That light turns green before I even get there. So I just keep hit the gas. Now I can jump right back in the street. Get the bike lane coming up. I stay right in the street. End up right in the bike lane. Keep it pushing. Going all the way home. At this point now I'm in the bike lane doing like 40, 45. Like boom. Down the street. I get all the way to my street, my neighborhood. I turn in my neighborhood, make a right. When I turn in my neighborhood, make a right, I gotta make another quick right to get to my house or whatever it is. My mailbox is down the street in Arizona. This is a quick little side story. Arizona mailboxes ain't in front of their house. It's a one little spot where everybody, these people for these houses got to go there. These people from these houses is one up there. That kind of deal. So it's kind of like a few houses down from my house and around a little corner. It's literally takes 45 seconds to walk to from my house. But again, it's not directly in front of my house. So I get up, I pull up on my bike, I'm hop out because I'm about to check my mail. This is just me happen to be doing what I'm doing. I'm checking my mail before I get to the house. This motherfucker pulls up on me at the mailbox. My bike is still on. I kicked the kickstand down because I didn't want to turn it off to turn it right back on and go right back in the house after I checked the mail. So my bike is on. He pulled up on me and kind of like pinned my bike a little bit, like with the front of his car. And he gets to talking to me. So this is an older gentleman. He got talking to me about how this ain't right about me riding that bike. It's not a street legal bike, and I don't have no plates on it. And I'm like, bro, I'm in the bike lane. I'm like, I went in the street for a little bit of the stretch, but people do that with bicycles all the time. Regular bicycles.
Right. Yeah.
They be in the
They
turning
be in a
lane
turn
in the
lane
street
with a car behind them and in front of them.
with their hand out like we're making a left.
Absolutely.
And I'm in the street. I was in the street for all of 10 seconds because it was only like a good little stretch, like a little half-mile stretch. So I'm in the street for 10 seconds. And again, I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm not driving erratic, weaving, or doing nothing like that, cutting people off
Right.
or doing nothing
Going
crazy.
straight.
Like I said, I'm just driving straight. Just riding straight. So this dude follows me. He comes up on me talking about he gonna call the police. He gonna follow me to my house to find out where I live so he can send the police to my house. I politely explained to the man, I'm glad that I'm 42 and this is happening and not 24 or 29. That shit would have been a whole different conversation. But this, on the other hand, was more so, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Following people. That's not safe. If I really wanted to do something, like because I felt threatened, I could really hurt you right now, bro. You need to take your ass home.
Wow.
Stop following people. That's dangerous. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share, like I said, that was the gist of the conversation. I did tell him that he said something about the laws, and I'm like, I know the laws. I can ride in the bike lane. My primary route of transportation, if I'm in the bike lane, if I'm consistently in the street in there, then I know the police could probably say something or give me a ticket or whatever it is. But that's not what I was doing. So I think he was riding up on me. I had my little face mask on because when I'm riding on one, bugs and shit hit me in the face.
Right.
I had my helmet. My helmet is a little backwards, it looked like a hat flipped up kind of helmet. Um,
Question.
and maybe he thought I was a kid. You know what I mean? But
So, question.
after
A couple of questions I would ask real quick.
yeah,
Was it your like skull mask?
yeah,
That's probably what got him. The first thing, you know what I mean? Just because he was probably wondering, like, whatever, and there was probably some little intimidation, and probably just labeled you, bro. Like, what this dude about to probably go do
yeah,
something bad. You know what I mean? Let me follow him
right,
so I can be the first one on the scene to catch him. You know what I mean? Because
right.
the mask might give off some vibes that he not. You understand what I'm trying to say.
And I get
The
it.
other two things
And
is what. I mean, if you don't mind my saying, like, what was the nationality of this person? Like, I can only imagine in my head what they might be or what they might not be. But because you were there, could you tell, or did you know exactly?
so I'm gonna go with. I'm pretty confident, and I'm about 98% sure this is a white man.
Okay.
He did have a fair color skin, like not like super pale, but he could have been a Hispanic, but I doubt it just by his dialect, how he was talking to me. I feel like he was a white man, and I'm not really, like I said, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident, and again, a lot of it once he pulled up on me, my mask was up. Once he pulled up on me, I'm already at the mailbox, so my mask is sitting up on my helmet. At this point, it's got a dark tint on it and everything. One second, I'm gonna go grab it.
Yeah.
So this is my daytime mask because I got one that's got a clear. I got one that got a clear one. So again, take that damn ponytail out. Shit sits on my head like this, riding down the street. When he pulled up on me, I had it like this, and getting my mail out of the mailbox. So I think by that time he's able to come up and look and see, like I'm not a child, like you know what I mean,
Did he
and
ever get out of his car?
never got out of his car, but he did. Like I said, like my bike is pulled, the mailbox is sitting right here. I pulled my bike up, rolled up right next to it, and he pulled his car like this at an angle. So his door is right at my bike. So as we're talking, I actually walk from the mailbox. I got my key out. I'm about to go in there, and I see this. And I'm like, if I can put it up on me, he's serious about it. So I actually stopped getting the mail to come back and talk to the man, because again, I wasn't really coming at him like this dude. Is probably our dad's age, maybe like a couple years younger.
Okay.
Maybe he like 65, 66. Dad's like 73. You know what I
So you
mean?
weren't really trying to come at him with the full gamut.
Exactly.
Right.
I really wasn't gonna give him the smoke that I felt like he deserved. You see what I'm saying? Because I felt like you deserved way more than what I gave
Right,
you.
right,
But I was thinking of it like of safety, bro.
right,
Like don't do that.
right,
If I even gave him the example, and I said this to him, I'm like, man, if you got a wife at home, I think she would be upset with you by your actions. You going up here following and bothering people who ain't doing nothing to nobody because you just feel some kind of way,
right,
and you putting your life at risk because if somebody else could really have nothing to lose out here and just want to hurt, cause harm to you just because I feel like it.
right. It definitely
You
could
know what I
have
mean?
that.
So,
It could have went that way easily.
and that's why I was just like, come on, bruh. Don't do that. Don't do that. And go home. You see what I'm saying? Like you trying to talk about following me. And by that time, I think he really changed his tune because again, I told you my mailbox is like my house is over here, is like around a little corner. You know what I mean? So I proceeded to tell him, I said, you need to go home. I ain't even got my mic over here. I don't know if none of that shit is recorded. But I told him you need to go home and don't be trying to follow people to their house. You follow somebody to their property, they could say you're harassing them, you are actually threatening, for they felt threatened. And now when you pull up in front of my house, I could do something to you
Wow.
and call the
Yeah,
police.
this dude was
Somebody
straight
followed me home.
tripping.
They followed me home, and I didn't know what he was gonna do. I shot him in front of my house. Y'all come get him. I didn't know what he was doing in that truck. I
Right,
don't know what he got in there,
right. I fear,
but I know he pulled up on me and threatened
I
me.
fear for my life. You know,
You know what I mean?
it is what it
And
is.
it's like you got the right one today, sir. You got the right one, and not in the sense of most people in our community. When you say you got the right one, that means nigga you got the wrong one. You see what I'm
Right,
saying? But you really got the right person to give you the right message today,
right, right.
and I hope you learned something.
And don't do this to
You know what I
nobody else.
mean? Don't do this.
It's a lot of the reasons probably why he felt comfortable. You know what I mean? For one,
I'm sure.
where you are is probably a lot safer than
Right,
some other areas that you could have been in. He probably just
right.
in his familiar territory or whatever. Who knows where he lived? So, and I'm sure he didn't live nowhere
Right.
near you. He was just being nosy, you know.
Yeah,
Or
he was coming. I mean, he probably lived over in the neighborhood where he was coming off that street.
right,
And
very true.
he probably was coming out and leaving home. So he probably lived
Yeah,
right over here in the neighborhood.
I would ask too, like, what happened to your business before you saw me? Did it just go out of the window because you saw
Yeah, where were you headed?
an individual doing something that you whatever? So you thought that everything that you were supposed to be doing should go on the back burner until you go take
Right.
care of some other that has nothing to do with you. So that's kind of how you
Nothing to do
operate.
with you. Honestly, I hope to God that he learned something
Yeah,
because
hopefully you did.
I'm glad he got me, bro. I'm glad some of these some of these what they call them YNs around this mug, they don't have the same patience, nigga.
Right, right. Little young,
They be to fuck you up.
little young.
That pulled you up out of the whip, homie. Beat your motherfucking ass right on the street,
Yeah,
and then ride
and right
off.
off. Yeah, it could have easily
Leave your ass in the puddle of your own shit.
could have easily went that way, bro.
Could have easily went that way, man. But I just wanted to share that quick story. I thought you would definitely be interested in that. You know what I mean? And I don't want to go. We don't try to do a lot of too much political stuff out here, especially when it gets delved into that. But you know, it's a little bit of a time for people to be emboldened.
Yeah,
Of the white heels.
folks
You
trying
know how that goes.
folks trying to get brave in the last. Well, I wouldn't even say 24 hours. I mean, they already been doing it. Now they just got a little bit more ammo to be
Yeah, a little
to
bit
be
more
to
ammo,
be
and we
gangster.
all remember. Yeah, we all remember the 2017 to 2020 when folks was looking like they wanted to do something to people, feeling froggy. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? You know,
Yeah, man.
hey, like I just explained to that man, they're not our ancestors, baby.
And because we trying to be on YouTube and everything like that, we trying to just be very, very, discreet and how we, but again, wherever you are, sir, again, he gave you the nice version of it or whatever the case may be, but you could have rolled up on one of his brothers too.
All I'm saying, there's so many other ways that could have went. You feel
No,
what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, man, and look, my day probably didn't go as good as his did,
You're right.
So, man,
Um,
that's a toughie, man, to
yeah,
pull all the way up on me. Now I'm gonna keep it real though. If he had pulled me up on that, it would have been a different story we'd be talking about tonight. And I mean that. I'm gonna keep it 100. Oh, we definitely would have been talking about it because all of that talking wouldn't have even been necessary because you didn't cross the line long a long time ago where ain't no more talking. Ain't no more talking.
right,
You know what I mean? Like you didn't now
right,
you in the threat mode. You know what I mean? You done crossed over into the threat mode. So you are a
right.
threat. Yeah, you are.
I mean, I can take it
And when
as
you
I can
pull
take
up
it
on
as a
my
threat.
vehicle the way you did, oh, absolutely.
I for sure could take it as a threat. You know what the crazy thing is? Now that I go back, Lou, I didn't even have the mask down because I was recording. I can't have my Ray-Ban glasses on and this. So this was sitting up on top of my helmet.
While you was rolling?
And I have my glasses
Right. Oh,
because I was recording.
got it.
So ultimately, once I do that, he takes off and he's mad dogging me as he's driving, and turns, and he's looking at me. I'm sitting at the mailbox, like, man, go home. You know what I mean? And then when I finally get done getting the mail, get on my bike and go around the corner, he's nowhere to be found. So he didn't see what house I went into or nothing like that. Because by that time I got the mail, put the mail in my bag, got back on the bike and then rode around the corner real quick.
That was smart
He's
too, just to
gone.
roll around the corner, just not to go straight to your house. So you ain't
Yeah.
like, yeah, that makes sense.
In case he wanted to smoke, because even if I would have came around the corner, if I'd have saw him, I would have just kept riding.
Right.
I probably would at that point rolled up on him. Now I don't want to fuck with you.
Right.
But I'm glad he made it. I think that, like I said, he thought he was fucking with a little kid. He was gonna be able to intimidate and scare with the police, nigga. I
Right.
don't give a fuck about that. I'm a legal motherfucking citizen
Right,
around this
exactly.
bitch. I hope the OG learned something. I hope he don't do this kind of activity with somebody in the future and somebody don't feel that they want to teach a lesson that day. You feel what I'm saying? So, Yeah, that's it for today, man. I ain't really got much. It's a little story time.
And also
We
popcorn.
appreciate y'all tuning in and checking us out, man, with another episode of Talk Your Shift. We gonna shift gears and let y'all know the next time we have come back, we're gonna be talking about our picks in the divisional round. That we, based on what game and the results of those games, and then we'll go into, of course, conference championship picks and who we want to see win or who we think is gonna win and what we think is gonna happen. So stay tuned for that show coming out next. But until then, hey, y'all take care of yourself. Stay mentally sharp. Don't let these throw you off your game. You know what I mean? Keep it pushing. We appreciate y'all. All
Appreciate
love.
y'all. Take care.
We out.